wanted to give my bid again on psystar due to the recent events that have come up where Apple has now come out and brought suit against psystar. Now, I hope my opinion has been well established, at least with my past two vids, and I want to clearly reiterate again that I am not in defense of psystar. I am in defense of the idea or principle that OS X should be run on non-Apple hardware. Conditionally. Conditionally, I mean by I would like to see Apple go on further, dare I say, like Microsoft, where there's Apple certified parts. ASUS makes a part, let's say, and it becomes Apple certified. So, that said, I know there's a lot of people who think this is going to spell the end of psystar, and it very well may be. But I'm a bit worried, and the reason being is that this could go really badly for Apple. Worst case scenario is that OS X gets forever removed from exclusivity on Apple hardware. And I bring up a Supreme Court ruling, which is with I think it's called Data General Corp, where this company tried to make their operating system exclusive to their hardware and lost. Thinking about other companies that have done things that were similar, like Sun with the Spark chips, Solaris now runs on x86 and is just as stable. And I just threw that last part in for those that try to use the argument that OS X wouldn't be as stable on Apple hardware. That's frankly not true. All things being equal, OS X will really still control what it wants to run on. Actually to a great degree. I mean, it's not 100%, but certainly to a great degree. Now, that said, I agree with an opinion that Steve Wozniak, for those of you, had said about the psystar. One thing that I found funny that he said that Woz basically stated, "I need another tower, and I like the price, so I may get one." And this is on an article about Woz on psystar Open Pro. The other part that I wanted to hit on was that Woz was basically stating you have a right to run Mac software on any non-Apple computer. Okay, so we got that established. But you do not have the right to copy codes that are built into Apple's hardware. So you're stuck. That's what I find ironic, because that's what I was always really interested on. And anyone who had a psystar, I was trying to get to question them on certain things that I wanted to have tested. But that's where it comes down to. I've heard rumors that x86 had said that psystar stole the EFI ROM from them. Where did psystar get the EFI ROM? And the internal binaries going on down basically into the hardware. Because I think that's going to come up in the case, and they're going to have to prove uniqueness, which is really difficult in my opinion to do. But they may pull it off. I don't know. I don't think the case to keep OS X exclusive on Apple hardware is as defensible as the EFI ROM would be. And like I said, I cited that Supreme Court case, although that court case has differing opinions as well, and really all of this is an opinion, and I'm no lawyer. So that said, I find it still foolish for many people to think that Apple would lose out by opening up OS X to non-Apple hardware. One, they could profit big time off of having a certification program. Two, their line is too unique. It's not like comparing a box from HP and a box from Dell, for crying out loud. They are very unique computers. The other thing is that since 2005, Apple sales have been climbing, and we can really give a lot of that sales credit to being able to run Windows, so on and so forth. I mean, that was just being one variable, but the main thing that I argue is that even if I were to concede an argument in saying that they're going to lose hardware sales, it'll be more than made up by software sales. As OS X expands, its partnerships, its business solutions, everything expands exponentially, software related, and that just spells for an enormous amount of revenue. Now I know that there are people that will say, "Well, Apple's content where they are," and that's fair. The other arguments are, "Well, I don't like it. I like having my Apple experience," which is really divulging, or basically breaks down to the argument of exclusivity, which is a fine consumer argument to have. I can't really argue exclusivity. I mean, it's more of an emotional based argument than anything. The other argument in saying that they're content where they are, well, Apple does have stockholders, and I'm quite certain that if expanding OS X out more, expanding its base would certainly spell for more revenue and thus an increase in stock. So, that's what I pretty much say to that. I think there's too much empirical evidence that software just destroys hardware and sales. I mean, because software is scalable, it's expansive. I mean, every attribute of software just grows basically. For crying out loud, I mean, there's just enormous companies like Oracle that are just nothing but software based. So that said. It's going to be it's in the court's hands. I'm really defending the principle of having OS X on non-Apple hardware, and wanted to close on that. I find it ironic that psystar is back in business again after a temporary shutdown. They're resumed sales. Don't know what that's about, but that OS X comes from a software company. Next Computers gave up making computers and further advanced the next system, which is thus the foundation of OS X. Thanks for watching.